Hello everyone, this is my latest centre out design called Celtic Cross Spirit. It's an overlay mosaic crochet centre out design, and this video is for information and show you how to get started. So this is a bit what your written pattern will look like, and this is your chart, a bit of what your chart will look like. For this particular pattern, we start the magic ring with the detail colour. By detail, I mean the bits of the pattern that show the detail in the pattern. The thick outline boxes in the corners are the corner stitches. So that would be a normal corner, single crochet, chain one, single crochet. So that's all them 3 stitches. So in particular, row 1 has only got 1 stitch, which will be a single crochet because it's an empty box. All empty boxes are single crochet, and all boxes with X's are double crochet stitches. The blue boxes are where you start each round. Yeah, and I think that's about it for that. I'm going to show you basically what some corners can be a bit tricky, only because the way the pattern starts is probably different to the way it ends. So don't always assume that the beginning of the pattern, the stitches at the beginning will be the same as the stitches at the end, because these are the same, but that's the right corner. So this is the corner that you'll start with, and then you'll go along and you'll end up here, and they look the same. So you think, oh, I'll be doing the same, but they're not. The stitches are different. So please be aware of that. And also with the top corners as well. So these do look the same, but the stitches will be different in the top right corner to the top left corner. So we'll get started in showing you how to start. We make a magic ring. So we wrap, I'll show you again. We hold the yarn there, we wrap it over, we create a cross at the back and 2 loops at the front. So we go in to that loop, pull it through, and then we pick up that loop there, pull it through, undo, and that is your magic loop. Now we're going to do 8 single crochet into this magic loop. 1, you can put a stitch marker into that 1 so you know where you are if you wish. I'm going a bit messy there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, now you pull that end a bit tightly, not totally tightly, you can tighten it up later. You take your hook off the loop, and then you find the first stitch that you did. It may have a stitch marker in it, but I know that this is not the first stitch that I did. So you put your hook into both loops, and then you put that loop back on to the hook, and then hopefully you may have to pull it a little bit tight to be able to pull it through to the back of your work. That's not worked exactly right, so I'll do that again. It's very fiddly at the beginning of a centre out design, but as you go along it gets much easier because it gets heavier, so it's not moving around as much. Pull it through to the back. Now you can tighten your end a little bit more. Now with this design we're going to swap yarns straight away. So I get my background colour, because this was my detail colour. You start with the detail colour in this centre out design. Fiddly fiddly. So grab the background colour. I'm not doing very well, am I? Pull it through, then grab that other yarn and pull it tight. Pull it over to the front, then grab the other end, pull through, slip stitch. Lovely. Right. Now, it doesn't matter which loop you go into for your first stitches. Now, your first stitches of row 1 is a corner, so just go to the one closest. So I'll go into the back loop of that one, carrying that yarn from the previous magic ring, do a single crochet, chain 1, back into the same loop for a single crochet, and that's your first corner done. Now you can now tighten that magic ring again, and you can tie these if you wish. You can make a knot if you wish, whatever you usually do if you usually do centre out designs. So I've done a corner. The only stitch of this round is a single crochet, so that'll be your next stitch. Single crochet and then another corner. So it's single crochet, chain 1, back in to the same stitch, single crochet or back loop. So that's one side done. Then the only stitch of this side, single crochet and then another corner, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. The ends get a bit middled up. It'll be easier as you go along. Now the only stitch of this side is a single crochet and then corner again. So single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Then to finish off this round, it's a single crochet. It's bent forwards, but there is your last stitch to do. Your single crochet stitch, back loop, single crochet. Now you take the hook off the yarn, you find the first stitch that you did, which will have been a single crochet. Now that's my first corner, I know that because that's the only single crochet. So these are the 3 stitches for the corner. So that was the single crochet, chain, single crochet. So this one, I need to go into both loops to slip it into the back. Grab the yarn, pull it a little bit, squeeze it through to the back. There you go. That's round 1 done. So now we grab the detail colour yarn, slip it through, then look at the back of your work, grab the background colour, like I say, it's fiddly at first, grab the background colour, pull it a little bit tight, pull it over to the front of your work before you do your slip stitch to secure the yarn. And now it's a normal corner again. Excuse me. These were your 3 stitches for your corner of the previous row. So you know that that was a single crochet, that was a single crochet. The one in the middle there is your corner chain. So we're going to go into the back loop of that, just trying to make sure you only get the back loop. Depends how tight you crochet, which I don't generally do, but it can be tricky to get in there. I'm carrying that background coloured yarn, and we're going to do a single crochet. Now you can move that out the way now. We're going to chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. That's your corner done of row 2, round 2. And then the first stitch is a double crochet. So this can be tricky. So basically, your first double crochet stitch of round 2 needs to go into the corner chain of your magic ring. So I can see that that one is facing that way, and this one's at an angle. So this is my corner chain that I need to go into and do my double crochet. There. And now we do 2 single crochet. So make sure you don't think, oh, they're my 2 single crochet, because they're not. Pull it, because it's a corner stitch, pull it a bit to the side, and there is your first single crochet. And your second one is there. And now you do a corner, and this is my corner chain. Chains can be a bit smaller because obviously it's not like a proper stitch. So we go into it, we chain 1 and then another single crochet back in. Now starting a new side, double crochet, first stitch, double crochet always goes into the corner chain if it's the first or last stitch. So we go into this one, which was at an angle for your double crochet, and then 2 single crochet, moving everything out the way. 1, 2, and now corner again. So into the back loop of that corner chain, we do single crochet, chain 1, back in for single crochet. That's your corner. I'm used to crocheting on my sofa with a nice soft cushion. I'm not used to crocheting on a table, so it's very fiddly for me. So we're doing a DC of the first stitch of the row side. I know that's a single crochet there. I can see it standing perfectly. So I know the next one next to it is like the corner chain. So we go into the front loop to make that first double crochet of the side, and then 2 single crochet. 1, 2, and then a corner. Like I say, again, fiddly to get into. 1, chain 1, back in, single crochet. Oh, I've only got a specific amount of yarn because I cut it, I practiced it, cut it. So I've done my single crochet, chain 1, and then I go back in for the single crochet, and that's the corner. So now we're doing the double crochet. So that is stood straight that side, so it's the next one I go into. It becomes a lot clearer as you go along which one's your corner chain. So believe me, don't be put off by how hard it looks. It gets much easier. So I've done my DC, I've done 1 single crochet, and I've got 1 more to do. It's hard to find that last single crochet, but don't, like the last stitch of the round, but don't forget it. There it is, bent forwards, really awkward to get into. Bear with me. There we go. That's my last single crochet of that round. So now we're going to find both loops of the first stitch we did. So there's 3 stitches there, and it's the first one that you did. So I'll go into both loops. Make sure that your yarn is at the back of the work. You don't want it at the front of your work. And pull it a little bit before you pull it through to the back. And then we get the background coloured yarn, slip it through, and then remember to pull the detail colour yarn a little bit, bring it to the front of your work, and then slip. So now we're going to do our first big corner for row 3, round 3, big corner. So you've got to find that corner stitch, which can be tricky, but like I say, as you go along, it gets easier. Now, you can see that there are stitches that are pointing diagonally. So I think that this one here is my corner chain. So I've got to try and get into that. I've already yarned over, because it's a big corner, we're doing double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So we're doing the first double crochet and then we stop halfway through. We grab that detail colour yarn, bring it to the front of your work, and then finish off the double crochet. We do that so the detail colour is raised up, ready for when you want to use it again, and it also makes the back of your work a bit neater. So to finish off the first big corner, we've done a double crochet, chain 1, and then we go back into that same stitch for a double crochet, your second double crochet. So that is your first big corner done. There. So now it's 1 double crochet as your first stitch, and you think, well, I can't go into there because it's already a double crochet. But what it is, if the first and last stitch of the round is a double crochet, it goes into the corner chain that you've already worked into. So here is my first stitch, which is a double crochet, and then it's 2 single crochet, 2 double crochet. So the first single crochet goes into the top of that previous double crochet, and then your second one goes into the next stitch, and then there's your third stitch. There's where you should do your double crochet. First of 2 double crochet, 1, and the second one goes into your corner chain, which is your next stitch there, because if your last stitch is a double crochet, it goes into the corner chain. So that's that side done. So now you're doing a big corner, so you're going into the same stitch as you've just done your double crochet, because it's the corner chain, and you do your big corner, which is double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet back into the same stitch. Lovely. And then you do your 2 single crochet. First one goes into the top of the previous double crochet, 1, 2, and then we're doing 2 double crochet. This is the first one. Everything's twisting. It won't do that later on as it gets bigger. Second one goes into the corner chain, which is there. It's next to the one I'm just used. There's your corner chain. So that finishes that side. Now you've got to do a big corner, so you're going back into the same stitch to do your big corner, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Lovely. Now the first stitch of the side is a double crochet, which goes back into that same stitch. That stitch is now holding 4 double crochet, but that's what makes the corners not reveal the detail colour. Now 2 single crochet, 1, 2, now double crochet, there it is, second double crochet into the corner chain. You can see the one you've just used, so you know it's the one next to it, hidden here. So that's your second double crochet of that side done. Now corner, which is into the same stitch, chain 1, yarn over, back into the same stitch for your double crochet, for your corner, that's your corner, big corner done. Now the first stitch of the round row side is a double crochet, so there, that's the first stitch done. Now 2 single crochet, and now 2 double crochet. So there's your first one, and the second one goes into that corner chain. So yarn over, goes back into the corner chain where you started your round. So then that's it. So now we find the first double crochet that we did, which is quite obvious there. Go through both loops. Pick up the loop, pull it a little bit tight so it pulls through to the back. There we go. And then you will find your detail colour, pull through, look at the back of your work, pull that tight, not too tight but tightish, pull it to the front of your work and slip through, and then you're ready for the next round. So I hope that that's cleared up a few things for you. If it hasn't, ask in my group Hook and Flow on Facebook, or leave a comment and I'll be happy to help. So thank you very much. See you next time.